Welcome back, Sneak Peekers. I'm Erin.
And I'm Kayla. We have a very special holiday episode ahead.
With a very special guest at the end, so let's get right to it. Frozen 2 breaks box office records, Marvel drops first official Black Widow trailer, and Netflix's Irishman wins Best Film from the National Board of Review.
In our last episode, we talked about everything going on with new streaming services, Apple TV Plus and Disney Plus.
Both have struggled in the wake of their launches, with Disney Plus experiencing technical difficulties in the first few days, and Apple Plus getting lukewarm reception from their subscribers.
Despite these difficulties, there's no denying that streaming services are quickly becoming major players in Hollywood, especially in the indie movie community.
Netflix, the original subscriber-dependent movie services, have paved the way for streaming services to become legitimate contributors to the movie industry, with films like Marriage Story and The Irishman winning big, proving Netflix is a friend to indie filmmakers and art house cinema.
When streaming services started to grow in popularity, critics feared the downfall of high-culture films made purely for art's sake, but Netflix films eventually won them over.
The Gotham Independent Film Awards, which honor the current best film in independent cinema, took place on Monday night, with Netflix films winning big.
Noah Baumbach's Marriage Story, which stars Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver, won Best Feature, Best Actor, Best Screenplay, and the Audience Award. Many of the night's winners, including Baumbach, made a point of giving Netflix a sincere thank you for supporting independent cinema.
The very next day, the National Board of Review named Martin Scorsese's mob drama The Irishman as the best film of the year, and honored screenwriter Steven Zillian with the best adapted screenplay.
The Irishman was also named the best film of the year by the New York Film Circles Committee, and nabbing a Best Supporting Actor award for Joe Pesci as well.
Both The Irishman and Marriage Story have garnered massive critical acclaim, putting Netflix on Oscar map, proving that the streaming services don't just produce content, but masterful pieces of cinema created by true artists in the film industry.
Speaking of Scarlett Johansson, Marvel Studios has released the first trailer for Black Widow on Monday, the first solo film about the beloved MCU character, set to release in May 2020.
The trailer included some especially choreographed combat sequences and the familiar faces of the Avengers, which Black Widow, also known as Natasha Romanoff, refers to as her family in past times.
It also introduced us to some new characters played by Rachel Weisz, Florence Pugh, and David Arbor. The film is rumored to take place between Captain America, Civil War, and Avengers Infinity War, and will follow Natasha Romanoff as she assembles her team and defeats the villain known as Taskmaster.
Aside from the action-packed girl-on-girl fight scenes, with both Scarlett Johansson and Rachel Weisz have said the film will take an in-depth look at the three female characters in a way we haven't seen before from a Marvel movie.
It sounds so exciting. I can't believe we have to wait until May to see it.
I know. But while you wait, you should definitely check out Frozen 2, which has fans running, not walking to theaters, eager to see the highly anticipated sequel to Disney's beloved animated musical. Honestly, it's better than Frozen 1.
That's right, Frozen 2 has been shattering box office records, earning $125 million over Thanksgiving break, bringing its domestic grand total to $288 million.
And after just 2 weeks in the theaters, Frozen 2 has been a massive hit abroad as well, grossing $742 million at the global box offices.
It's safe to say that Disney has had a great run this year, with the latest adventure of Anna, Elsa, Olaf, and Kristoff set to become their sixth movie to cross $1 billion, joining Avengers Endgame, Captain Marvel, Toy Story 4, Aladdin, and The Lion King.
Wow, those are some chilling stats. Are there any other Disney movies coming out this holiday season?
Only the grand finale to the entire Star Wars story. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker will hit theaters on December 20th, marking the end of the Skywalker saga.
Don't forget the live-action movie adapted from the famed Broadway musical Cats, which also releases on the 20th, and then stars some of the biggest names in music, including Taylor Swift, Jennifer Hudson, and James Corden. Have you seen the trailer? That CGI is definitely something.
But don't worry, if Cats isn't your thing, catch the animated action comedy Spies in Disguise on Christmas Day with your family. The film stars Tom Holland and a young scientist and Will Smith, a super spy. Or if you're looking to see a highly anticipated remake, Greta Gerwig's Little Women is sure to blow you away with its all-star cast, offering a refreshing take on the classic tale.
Wow, it's going to be a busy holiday season.
It sure is. Here to keep us in the holiday spirit is Roxy, with ways you can make your Christmas dinner a movie-inspired affair. Take it away, Roxy.
Hey guys, we know you're still probably recovering from Thanksgiving, but Christmas is less than 20 days away. That's right, the countdown has officially begun. So whether you're hosting a festive dinner party or treating yourself to some holiday fun, this guide will definitely get you in the spirit. Here at Sneak Peek, we've created a menu based on the delicious food and beverages from our favorite holiday movies. So sit back and relax because we've got you covered. So to start the evening off, we have some Christmas-themed drinks. Eggnog and hot chocolate are must-haves of any holiday gathering. Serve up eggnog at a classy goblet with antlers like the Griswolds do in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Add a dash of nutmeg and a splash of bourbon, but only if you're over 21. And be sure to keep an eye out for your Uncle Eddie. So no movie celebrates hot chocolate quite like the Polar Express does. Seriously, there's a whole musical number dedicated to it. Remember to add a candy cane and a sizable dose of marshmallows, and make sure that it's piping hot. Although macaroni and cheese can be eaten year-round, it becomes a treat during the holidays. My Meemaw makes the most legendary mac and cheese, but don't just take it from me, ask Kevin McAllister from Home Alone. He loves his microwavable mac and cheese. Don't forget to bless this highly nutritional dish. So continuing with the theme of low maintenance cooking, we suggest ordering a cheese pizza. In Home Alone 2, Kevin shows us how a perfect hot and cheesy pizza can be on a cold winter night. Nothing brings everyone together quite like the Whoville's roast beef and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Even we're not exactly sure what it is, but we do know it'll be the centerpiece of your holiday feast. If you have any vegetarian guests, you might want to serve up some of Mrs. Claus soup from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Lastly, we can't forget about dessert. So for this, we take inspiration from Buddy the Elf in the Christmas classic Elf. Buddy loves his candy spaghetti. For this dish, you'll need a box of pasta, colorful M&Ms, marshmallows, rainbow sprinkles, chocolate, and strawberry syrup, and 1 chocolate fudge Pop-Tart. Cook the pasta, mix all the ingredients together in a bowl, and top it off with a generous pour of maple syrup. Don't worry about the calories, you'll be eating 4 of the main food groups. Food is just a part of what makes the holidays the most wonderful time of the year. These iconic drinks and dishes from our favorite Christmas films will certainly spice up any gathering. We've done the hard work for you, now get to cooking. Happy holidays from us here at Sneak Peek. That's all from me, so now we're going to take a quick commercial break and our host will be right back.
Welcome back, Sneak Peekers. There's really no better way than to get into the spirit of the season than with a good laugh by rewatching your favorite Christmas episodes of The Office.
And if you need any help deciding, we have Claire in the studio to give us a rundown of her favorites. Take it away, Claire.
Hey guys, I'm going to start us off with number 7 on my list of the best Christmas episodes to ever take place at Dunder Mifflin. It's the season 8 episode, Christmas Wishes. Compared to other Christmas-themed episodes of The Office, this one doesn't seem to bring as many memorable bits. However, as is the case with any episode of The Office, this one still has a few golden moments, including the painfully awkward interaction between a recently broken up with Erin and Andy's new girlfriend Jessica, after Robert California persuades her to take one too many shots. This episode also takes a spin on the classic Jim versus Dwight prank war. Andy, now as regional manager, doesn't want them pranking each other, so they instead play pranks on themselves to frame the other. Next on our list is Season 5's Moroccan Christmas, which still doesn't bring as many memorable moments, but it definitely delivers much more laughs than the previously mentioned episode. Phyllis is able to blackmail Angela for her role as the head of the party planning committee since she caught Angela cheating on Andy with Dwight. It's great to see the complete 180 in each of their positions of power, and Phyllis is not afraid to conclude the episode by revealing Angela's affair to the rest of the office, stirring up even more drama. A subplot to this episode also includes Dwight running a black market for the unicorn princess dolls, as they are the most highly demanded doll during that Christmas season. And trust me, it's guaranteed to generate some laughs. Many fans agree that the episodes following Michael's departure are of lower quality, but the Season 9 episode entitled Dwight Christmas seems to be the season's saving grace. Coming in at number 5, this episode introduces the hilarious and memorable character Belschnickel, a spin on the classic Old St. Nick who makes a list, checks it twice, and is going to find out who's impish or admirable. Dwight's portrayal of Belschnickel leaves both the audience and his co-workers in laughter, respectfully earning its spot on our list. The Season 6 episode, Secret Santa, perfectly demonstrates the hilarious cliches of each character throughout their actions, landing it a spot at number 4. In typical Andy fashion, he goes above and beyond to provide the best Secret Santa gift for his crush Erin, which is the 12 Days of Christmas, where he delivers her each day of Christmas, which obviously backfires. Meanwhile, Phyllis is ecstatic that she is finally able to dress up as Santa for the Christmas party, and Michael, who of course always wants the attention, tries to steal her thunder by dressing up as Jesus Christ himself, claiming he's the real spirit of Christmas. All in all, this episode reminds the audience why we fell in love with this show and its characters so much. Benihana Christmas from Season 3 is a hilariously overwhelming emotional roller coaster. The episode begins with bluntly begins with Michael being dumped by his then-girlfriend Carol because he photoshopped himself on an old photo of her and her ex-husband for a Christmas card. To cope, Michael takes the other guys from the office to Benihana, where they end up bringing 2 of the waitresses back to the office Christmas party. This leads to some painfully awkward but obviously funny interactions. Meanwhile, a rival between the Committee of Planning Parties and the Party Planning Committee serves as a B story in this episode and reveals an unlikely but sweet bonding moment between Karen and Pam. Coming in at second place is Christmas Party from Season 2. This is the first ever Christmas-themed episode of the series, and it's very close to the best. It brings together all of the things that make the first season so great. There's the early will they, won't they drama between Jim and Pam with his adorable teapot gift, and a childish Michael Scott throwing a fit because of his unrequited man crush on Ryan. So Michael enters the spirit store and asks if 15 bottles of vodka is enough to get 20 people plastered and attempts to spice up the tangibly awkward Christmas party. Ultimately, it works, as the episode ends with the characters collectively enjoying themselves in their own manners, such as Meredith flashing Michael in his office. Taking the number 1 spot is Season 7, Episodes 10 and 11, Classy Christmas Parts 1 and 2. In these episodes, we see the bittersweet beginnings of Michael and Holly's relationship as Holly returns to the Scranton branch with her boyfriend, AJ. Michael struggles to accept this, and he copes by completely destroying Holly's doll of the Toy Story character Woody, a gift from AJ, and pretending to place the blame on others in attempts to hide his true feelings. On the upside, this episode also brings Jim and Dwight's most epic prank war ever, the snowball fight, where Dwight swarms Jim with an army of huge snowmen in the parking lot. So I highly recommend watching any of these episodes to help you get in the Christmas spirit. That's all from me. Now back to the hosts.
Thanks, Claire.
We've got a quick commercial break coming up, but don't go anywhere because we've got Valerie in the studio for an exciting interview with Sterling Knight. Stay tuned.
Hello, sneak peekers. I am here with Sterling Knight. I'm sure you remember him from the Disney days. How were those?
They were fun. They were lots of fun.
that.
A long time ago somehow, it seems.
Honestly.
But also it feels like yesterday.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks
we're
for having
really
me.
happy to have you. How are you enjoying Austin?
Love it. Austin is absolutely like, and I mean this absolutely seriously, it's my favorite place in the entire world.
Really?
Yeah, I always tell people in California, it's like Hollywood, but with Southern hospitality and a better attitude. And I think that's absolutely true. And the music's better, and there's actual queso, so kind of can't lose.
Where do you get your queso?
Well, usually I make it myself, but in Austin, I'm always like, I just take random like references from people. I'm like, where's the queso at? And someone will shout something out that I haven't tried, so usually
Absolutely.
I just go hit random places every time I'm in town.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
very Austin of you.
Yeah.
No, I hope you don't mind. I want to go straight into talking about the Disney days.
Okay,
What
serious face.
were those like? So Sunny with a Chance.
Yeah.
That was a show I'm sure we all remember. That was a childhood favorite. What was that like?
It was fun. I mean, that was my first kind of really big show. I actually booked that right after the movie I did, 17 Again. So those were really like my first 2 big jobs back to back. So it was kind of like a very quick upslide, I guess you'd call it. Funny story that not many people know, I was actually fired from the pilot for Sunny with a Chance because then it was called Sketchpad. And they changed the whole premise of the show because honestly it just didn't work. But so they called me and told me that they were picking up the show and that they weren't picking up my option, which is a really polite way of saying you're fired, thanks. And then through some interesting like business finagling, they ended up writing me in as what ended up being Chad Dillon Cooper, which was probably one of the more fun characters I've had playing because I mean, how often do people get to say they get to be a Disney douchebag? It's rare.
And that was very different
Yeah.
from your role as Alex in 17 Again.
For
and I'm
sure.
Any other roles that you've done.
Well, you know, being duct taped to a toilet to then being the person that ridicules people is a nice little flip-flop.
Was that a challenge? Like how was that? That was kind of a very specific character to try to play.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. For me, the being duct taped to the toilet was easy because I was picked on as a kid, because as most kids I think were. If you know you're into theater and you know performance arts, especially like South Texas, it's you don't exactly fit in. But then you know playing the kind of archetype of the Hollywood arrogant, terrible person that maybe has a heart of gold somewhere in there, was fun, and also pretty easy. The writing was really good, and also I've met plenty of those people, so I was just making fun of the people that made fun of me by making fun of them through a thing that was making fun of myself.
Okay.
That's my artsy-fartsy way of saying I had fun, I guess.
No, that honestly was a show that we all enjoyed.
Good.
It's definitely something that we remember from our childhoods. What are some shows that you remember from your childhood?
So I grew up on like Lizzie McGuire, Even Stevens, to stick with like the Disney Channel thing, and yeah, like Lizzie McGuire, Even Stevens, like all of those like Disney Channel original movies, like Brink and Motocrossed, like that was the jam back in the day. Like that was the coolest thing in the world. Like these kids are, fighting on motorcycles. We don't get to do that anymore, which I think these kids nowadays are missing out. But yeah, I grew up on all the Disney Channel stuff, and when I was watching TV, that's usually what I was on. So it was kind of interesting to end up being on the channel.
And now Disney Plus has brought all of that back.
Yeah, most of it.
Are you watching that?
No, I don't have Disney Plus.
Really?
Yeah, they give me no discount.
Wow. They should have.
It's okay. I got to go to the parks a couple times, so that was worth it.
Oh, okay, Disneyland or Disney World?
Both.
Both?
Yeah,
Okay.
they were.
Do you have
they
a
actually,
preference?
World has more stuff, but Land was always more convenient. So it was kind of a trade-off, but they actually were really cool. My family did a whole mom's side of the family reunion trip to Disney World, and they were nice enough to kind of like hook it up a little bit, which was great. Some perks, I guess.
What are some other projects that you remember that you took something personally from?
There's a movie that didn't seem like a lot of people saw it, which was a shame because the cast was really, really incredible. It's called Transit, and that was with, off the top of my head, is Jim Caviezel and James Frain, who's phenomenal, and Harold Perrineau, and Elizabeth Rome, and that was this kind of like action thriller thing that was set in like the swamps of Louisiana. So it was like August and July. We were in Baton Rouge, running through alligator farms, and it was pretty intense. And I just had such a good time. The greatest thing was there's a problem with the kid who they had cast to play my part. And then they called me up and said, we need you to read the script and say if you're going to do it or not by tonight. And then I said yes, and then within, I think, 18 hours, I was on a plane to Louisiana. Then the very next day, I was in a car saying like, oh, hi, this is Elizabeth, she's playing your mom. Now she's going to break down and cry to you about leaving your dad on the side of the road. Okay, so you're just kind of flying by the seat of your pants. And I got a lot of really, really awesome lessons from James and Harold especially. They were really helpful, and that was pretty early on in my career, so that was epically good. So go check that out.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is there a project that you want to do in the future, something you haven't done yet?
I'd love to be a superhero. I don't have the build for it yet, but I'm trying. I think Leonardo DiCaprio's had probably one of the coolest careers, him and Matt Damon. They just get to have a lot of fun. And that's kind of the thing that really attracted me to acting as a profession, was the fact that you get to do all of this stuff, or at least pretend like you get to do all this stuff. So if there's something I haven't done, like I've done skydiving, but I haven't done it on camera yet, so sign me up. Sword fighting, that sounds cool. Getting shot, haven't done that yet, so if anyone's listening, I'd love to be shot.
Are you a daredevil? Is that the kind of stuff you're into nowadays?
A little bit, yeah. I'm dumb. I'm really dumb. Like, I'll do anything if it gets my adrenaline going. It's bad.
Really?
Yeah, it's really bad.
Have you ever been too scared to do something?
Yeah, I've been scared enough to hesitate, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll usually end up doing it, and sometimes it goes pretty poorly. But I don't know.
I mean, you're still here. It hasn't gone too poorly.
No, just a couple broken bones and a few
fine.
accidents here and there. No biggie. Make it through.
Your biggest adrenaline rush, would you say skydiving?
Honestly, no. Seriously, because there's such a sensory overload. Like 14,000 feet looks fake. So you jump out and you're like, oh, like it's just a picture of a thing, and you have no sensation of falling. So I think I did a motorcycle racing course in California for a weekend, and that was pretty epic. If you're trying to lay a bike over at 100 miles an hour going around a turn, that's sketchy and scary. And that was probably, if your tire slips out a little bit, that like shock of adrenaline, if you've ever been like driving a car and it slips a bit, it's that feeling times like 50.
You know what? That's what life's about.
Yeah, man.
Enjoy.
Absolutely.
It's all about those little moments.
100%. All right. Yeah.
I figured you were going to bring
I
that
had
in
to throw
somewhere.
in
You
one
had
McConaughey,
to.
yeah.
You had to. Okay, next I want to play a little game.
Oh, good. Okay.
I want to see how well you remember these images.
Okay.
I'm sure our studio audience will remember these images.
Uh-huh.
Do you know where this is from?
Yes, that is the cafeteria scene from 17 again. I'm sitting across from Zac Efron looking at Josie Loren, was the actress. Cannot remember her character's name. That sucks. But that was actually a Santa Monica High School cafeteria.
Those are more details than I expected you to remember.
I know, I was good on that one.
That was a good one.
That was a stressful day in my life.
that was actually a very good scene in that movie.
Thank you,
you're
yeah.
Talking about.
That was good.
What about this one? This is probably a more challenging one.
No, that's an easy one because
Okay.
that was a heartbreaker. So that was Grey's Anatomy, and I actually auditioned to play the kid that got stuck in concrete, and it got down to me in the final 3, and then they asked me to do the smaller part, and I said absolutely, and then I found out later that that may have been a mistake because now I can't go back on Grey's Anatomy, which made me sad because I love that show.
It is a good show. It's
Yeah.
been on forever. Okay.
So good.
Now, I really hope you remember this one.
Okay.
Can you tell me about that one?
That was Lucas, Every Girl in School from Hannah Montana. Yeah.
So did it.
Yeah. Interesting story about this. So the extra that they got to play that girl, I actually knew personally, which was an awkward day for everybody. It's like she had just shown up as an extra, had no idea that I was on the show. I had no idea that she'd be there. And then the second AD, picked a girl for me to kiss, and it was her. And she has zero interest in me. And also it's like, it's the most awkward version of kissing because you're not actually like kissing as like an active thing. It's more of just like,
It's like on
just
Disney.
just stand really still. Okay, good. That was it. So it's the most awkward thing in the world. There's 120 people and they're like, kiss her, but don't kiss her. And then, all right, good, get out of there. Okay.
I would say he was worse than Chad Dillon Cooper.
Yeah, he
not a-
was,
he was
wasn't
not a
he?
good guy.
So terrible. Such a skis ball.
I know.
I thought I was nicer. I guess I'm not.
What about this guy?
Oh, that's Christopher Wilde. Yeah, that's on the beach in Malibu. My poor eyes. It was so bright. It was so bright.
That's probably a fun shooting place, though.
Yeah, it was.
It's a
It was
good
great.
location.
It was my favorite part of that whole thing. So I'd been living in LA for a while at that point, and you kind of get desensitized to going to Malibu. You hit the PCH every once in a while. You just see Malibu and Santa Monica and the Hollywood sign. And then Danielle, who's my co-star in that film, she had never been there. So I kind of get to watch her experience all of this stuff as I think she was 14 or 15 at the time, and she's like, oh my God, this is so cool. And I was like, oh yeah, it is cool. You kind of get a little jaded. So that was a good little kick in the butt to not be so jaded.
And that's
Yeah.
a good incognito outfit. That one.
I didn't think it was that incognito. It was like a fisherman's hat and a bright blue sweater, but
Now this one isn't from a role. I was
just
curious.
okay.
I just kind of wanted to know the story behind it, where you were going.
That honestly, it just looks like me on a Tuesday, except for the fact that I don't tuck my pants into my boots typically, and there's a handkerchief, so I'm pretty sure that was a Halloween party. But what's funny is that literally is just me on a Tuesday. That's how I look. So I think it was Halloween.
And then this is an obvious one. This is kind of a giveaway.
Yeah.
This one.
Oh, CDC, what to do? That's the man himself. Yeah.
That is a very good hair.
That was terrible hair. I'm so glad they fixed that season 2. It was like the very end of the Flatiron days, thank God.
And then we have this one.
It's a bad haircut. Is that the audition for Sunny with a Chance?
is.
It is? Okay.
It is.
See, you can tell by the garbage haircut. It's so long.
And then this one. This is a poster from Mackenzie Falls.
Oh,
But your
What happened to my
face is lit up.
face?
I was wondering if you could remember the face you were
Oh,
making.
of course. Yeah. Okay, where's my camera? Which one? Where's my? Is it this one? Okay. Here we.
Accurate?
Oh, did I get
Close?
it? A little bit? I don't know.
You did get it. You did very well
I did way better
on
than
that.
I thought I was going to.
You
I was
did
terrified.
very well on that. Now, the last game I want to play with you
Okay.
is a little UT trivia to see just how good of a fan you really are.
Okay.
Okay, how many Bevos have we had?
15.
Wow, okay.
We just had a new one, and I gotta say, I was a little nervous when Baby Horns was there, but those horns have come in nicely. He's got a much bigger body this year, so I'm thinking by next football season, those horns are gonna be a little bit longer, and our record's gonna be a little better.
Hopefully.
It's
Get that.
it's gonna
Yeah,
be.
Absolutely.
Positivity.
Finish these lyrics to the Eyes of Texas. It's going to be really hard for me to sing this not to the rhythm. Do not think you can escape them at night or early in the morn.
The eyes of Texas are upon you till Gabriel blows his horn.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
of course.
Thank you.
Come on now.
This one's a little harder.
Okay.
What is the name of the course Matthew McConaughey teaches?
I want to take the class, but I believe it's called Script to Screen.
It is.
Is it? Good.
It is.
I actually just saw the trailer for it, so they made a commercial for it. It was fantastically produced. But Professor, I'll be there. Just let me know.
You're 3 for 3.
Okay.
What is the name and jersey number of our kicker?
Well, it's Cameron Dicker, the kicker. Mm-hmm. Oh, his number. Was it 4? No. No, it's not. I don't know. Cameron, I'm sorry, bro. I'm really sorry.
17.
17. I should know that from that
All
movie.
right. We're just going to do one last question.
Okay.
At a photo shoot prior to the 2019 Sugar Bowl, Bevo 15 charged through his pen at the other school's mascot. What animal was the mascot?
So that's not fair because my family's from Georgia, and Uga is a cute, cute little bulldog. But you mess with the bull, you get the horns, buddy.
Exactly,
So,
and that's
yeah,
what happened.
That is exactly what happened. And then we gave it to him. That was an awesome game.
Well,
I'm
thank you
sorry,
so
Cameron, I'm so sorry, bro. I feel really bad.
I know, that's all everyone's going to remember from
I
this
know.
interview now.
All the good things doesn't matter. You don't know Dicker the kicker's number.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for
again.
having me. I had a blast.
We wanted to give you a little
Stop
Christmas
it.
present
Okay.
from all of us. The wrapping paper is the Daily Texan.
Is
the
it really?
sports section.
I'm actually going to make sure that I don't rip it because I'm insane. I've already messed that up. This
You're fine.
y'all have some strong tape in Austin. Everything's tougher in Texas, you know. All right, let's get in here. What is this? Oh no.
Just a little gift
I'm gonna
from
love
us.
it. I'm gonna already love it. Yes! I'm so excited. Oh my God, yeah! That's going up on the tree as soon as I get home back to Houston.
Oh,
I
we're
gotta
so
put the lights
happy.
up and everything. That's so awesome. Thank you so
So
much.
happy to
That's
hear
really
that.
sweet.
You're very welcome. Well,
Check
that
the
is
Instagram, it's going up.
that is all the time we have. A very big thank you to Sterling, to all of our fans watching, and to our amazing crew who works so hard every week. We'll
Yeah.
be back next semester with an all-new season. But in the meantime, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media at Sneak Peek TV. And you can find Sterling on Twitter at Sterling Knight and at Real Sterling on Instagram. You want to take us home?
Yeah, of course. Now, I want to wish everyone the best of luck on their finals and a restful winter break. Don't go too crazy. I'll see y'all next year. Happy holidays. And remember, always, hook 'em.